Now for needle positions, when we're on a straight stitch, you'll notice that your machine will say 0.0. Now these buttons are used for stitch width when you're in other stitches. For example, if I switch to a zigzag, that's the stitch width. But when we're on a straight stitch, this is needle position. So if I start to move it, and there's lots of small increments on this machine, and I believe about 29 needle positions. So you can see I'm moving it to the right, the stitch is moving up the screen, and my needle is moving to the side here. When I'm stitching, you can change this while you sew. You can change any setting, stitch length, stitch width, and needle positions while you've got your foot on the foot control. So you can dial it in exactly to what you need it to be. If you're going to the minus side, you're moving to the left side of your foot. So why would you need to move needle positions? Sometimes when you're sewing on a zipper, you want to get a little closer to those teeth. Or when you're actually stitching close to the edge of the fabric, instead of having your foot half on and half off, keep the foot on the fabric at all times and then move the needle position to get you closer to the edge. So you always have that ability to move it around. Even with your needle in the fabric, it's okay to move the needle position. The change will not go into place until that needle comes up out of your fabric and then moves with the new setting. So needle positions are great. Now, if you are in a zigzag, you're going to notice that this is with the width, but you have the Alt button. Alt is going to allow you to move the needle position or shift this stitch to the right or to the left. Now, if you go too far, you're going to find that you're going to be limited in what the width of that stitch is. So if we slide it this way and then turn Alt, go back to normal settings by going back to Alt, and then changing your stitch width, it's going to stop you at 4 millimeters because you're hanging over here on this side of the stitch and on the foot. So it's kind of like left justification or right justification for this stitch.